Good evening. I've had a few different of my distributors ask me if I would have an Instagram training for them. So here we go. Instagram is crucial for your business. A lot of the top performers and networks are using Instagram almost exclusively sometimes. In a lot of cases, people have built their business off of Instagram. So it's something that it's an easy, free tool that we should all be using. It can be used properly and improperly. So I want to go over some of the ways to use it more properly. We don't want to be spammy. We don't want to look bad. We don't want to give our company a bad name. So here's a couple of the tips that I have for you. I'm only going to talk about finding friends, following people, unfollowing people, that part of the process. I'm not going to go into posting right now. That I feel like is a whole separate video in and of itself. So the whole point of Instagram is to find people and build relationships with them. You're not using Instagram to sell a product. You're using Instagram to sell your friendship. That's really what you're doing. And you really have to think about it that way. The fact that you might sell a product or an opportunity in the meantime can't be your focus. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make friends and talk to our friends. So your first step is to create a you. My hands are too far wide. Create a you. And that's really what's your brand. And all that is what are you interested in? What are the things that are your hobbies? What are the things that are important in your life? Things that you could talk to someone else about and relate to them on a level that has nothing to do with it works on. So perhaps for you that has to do with your former occupation. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe you're maybe you work out in the wild and you are a hiker. I don't know what it is. For me, I'm a firefighter wife and I like to horseback ride. Those are some of the big things I brand myself with on Instagram. So for you, that can be anything. It could be your current occupation. Maybe you're a waitress. There's a lot of different things that you could use to define yourself that's going to give you and someone else that you don't know at all something in common. So those are the people that you want to find as your friends because you have talking points already with them. You can relate to them on a personal level already, and that's really what your goal is. So find out what that is for yourself and create that as the you that you now are on Instagram. And that's your brand. So I'm a firefighter wife and I like to horseback ride. That's my brand. I'm outdoorsy. That's me. And that might not be you, but whoever you are, be true and be genuine. Maybe you maybe you're a strong Christian and maybe Proverbs is your favorite book. Well, that can be something that you could really use that to brand yourself for sure. Anything that's important to you that you can have those conversations with other people and build relationships based on that. That's what you're looking for. So once you find that thing, then you need to find friends. So I would suggest a couple different ways to find friends on Instagram. One of them is through the location tool. So if you click on search, one of the options is location. And if you have your location services on, then you can see areas that are in your surrounding area. They'll just pop up automatically. I would click on the ones that are places that you might go to or that people who are in your brand might also go to. So if you're a waitress, maybe it's the restaurants in the area. If you're a strong Christian, maybe it's the churches in the area. If you like horses, maybe it's one of the barns in the area. Any of those things, you're gonna try to find those places that people like you, your brand, which is really, that's your target market. So find out where those places are and then friend all of those people who go to those places because you already have something in common with them and you already know that. So it makes it really easy to build a relationship. Then using hashtags. Hashtags are really the meat of Instagram and there's a lot to learn there, but I'm really going to focus on finding friends using hashtags, and then next video we'll go into posting and using hashtags. So when you're searching in hashtags, because like I said, you're going to go to search to find people. We already went to location. Now we're going to go to tags, and when you go to the tags section, the field, and you start typing something in, like maybe Psalms is your favorite book of the Bible and that's what you want to search, then type it in very slowly, because as you type it in, PSALM, or before you get to the M, things are going to start popping up and you want to see those things. The reason why you want to look at them is you want to see how many people have used that tag already. If it's you want to be one of the more popular ones, so that's what you want to be searching, because you'll find more people that way. But always look into the variations of them also. Maybe it's the book of Psalms. Maybe you need to change your search a little bit. Look at what other people are using as hashtags, and try to mimic that, because that's how you're going to find those people with those hashtags. So there's probably several that you could do with horseback riding. I can use horse lover, horse girl, equestrian. There's a lot of different words that can be used. Those are the people I'm going to reach out to and I'm going to try to friend. Once you've found your friends and you've friended all these people that we've talked about, and we found them through location, or we found them through searching for hashtags of things that we might have in common with that person, another thing that you want to do is make sure that your ratio of people you follow and people who follow you does not go in excess of more than about 100 people. So as you're adding people, you want to add up to 100 more than who's following you back. And that's it. You don't want to go much over that. And you can go a little over it, obviously, but then you want to fix that pretty quickly. If I go to someone's page and they're following 4,000 people and only 500 are following them back, why do they have so many people that they're looking at that don't want to look at them? Probably because they're a spammer. They're probably selling something and they're very bad at it. So that's one of the big things is I do that when I'm finding people. I don't want to find people who are going to try to sell me something. I want to find someone I can build a true relationship with. An honest, true relationship with. Those people aren't going to be the people that are going to try to talk to me just because they're also selling something. So I look at those ratios very closely when I'm also adding people, but people are going to look at that the same way that I look at it when I'm going to add someone. They're going to look at it when you friend them to decide if they should friend you or not. So it's better to reach out to less people than more, because you don't want to come off as being spammy, and you don't want to be spammy. So let me see. Just so you know, also, people who are private, when you go to add them, that doesn't impact your ratio. So if someone's private and you click add as a friend, or add to follow, whatever it is, it's not going to impact your ratio until they actually follow you and allow you to follow them. So you can click as many of those as you want, because it's not going to impact anything. It's just the people who have public profiles that you can instantly follow immediately. Those are the ones that, you can add hundreds a day, and that's very quickly going to make you look very spammy. So there's apps out there. The one that I use personally is called Insta, and I really, really like that one a lot. You can go in there and it'll give you a whole list of, you can click users who are following me, and then you can click users who are not following you, and you can unfollow them all. So if your ratio is already over, if you're following too many people right now, download Insta and go through and see who's not following you and unfollow them. I don't care if they're your friend from kindergarten or your cousin that you love dearly. If they're not following you on Facebook, on Instagram, then they're not supporting your business and they're not making you money, and you're here to make money. You can still and build relationships. You're not building a relationship if they're not even following you. So you don't need to see what's going on in their life. Maybe you can use Facebook for that if they're still friends with you there, or you can pick up your phone and call them. If they're a true friend or a family member who loves you and wants to support you, there's no way that the content of what you're posting, something like this, should define whether or not they want to see you on their feed. So don't let it hurt your feelings, and it will. I promise you, it happens to me too, more often than I would like, but you just have to go with it. That's their decision. They don't want to see you in their life. That's how it is. So use Insta to unfollow people if they unfollow you. It also has a section so that you can see who's recently unfollowed you. Some people will add you. They'll add you just to get your ad, and then the second you follow them back, they unfollow you because they're doing what we're doing. unfollow them too. If people aren't following you back, don't follow them. Add 100 people as often as you possibly can. Go back through that list very often and unfollow them if they didn't follow you again. So maybe once a week you go back through your list, unfollow all those people, and then start adding again. Another big important thing is to block distributors. You don't want any distributors commenting, liking, posting, friending you, and it happens. It happens a lot. Block those people. They're not there to help grow your business unless they're within our team and you know who they are and we're working together on something. Otherwise, they're going to steal your posts. They're going to, when someone likes one of your pictures on Instagram, they're going to go in and message that person before you do. Hopefully they're not. I like to think that the It Works distributors have more a sense of pride and they wouldn't do that, but there's bad people everywhere, unfortunately. So that's my advice on how to find friends and how to make your profile not look spammy. And we did not even get into what you're posting because that is a whole nother video. So we'll talk about what to post and how to hashtag on your post, the content, filters, all of that stuff in another video. I hope you all find this helpful. Thank you and have a great night.